2024, do you believe we're going to see, the return of exits, the return of IPOs? Is that
So
likely to
that's
be?
a very good question. In our opinion, 24 is looking looking brighter. Things are moving, seems in the right direction. Now the interesting part is, if you look at like last 2.5 years, probably US IPO market was frozen,
Yeah.
but India was booming. Like
Yeah.
we have taken
Yeah.
Delivery Public in 23, India Shelter Public, Delivery Public in 22, India
Yeah.
Shelter Public in 23. I think this year there has been some IPOs in US also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Though
Rubrik.
select
Yeah.
Rubrik went
Yeah.
public, and so it is not yet clear when the floodgate will open. But I think it will be determined by few marquee IPOs happening over the next 6 to 12 months, and depending on how they perform, that will kind of set the stage. But looks like things are going in the right direction if I compare with 23.
Is that the direction you're headed in at some point?
I think our focus is always, building the best product for our customers. And then, as I said, chasing the unicorn status was never the goal.
Yeah.
And chasing an IPO is not the goal.
Yeah.
I think, those things happen when you build a fundamentally strong business. I think we have been a fundamentally strong business. So,
Yeah, I mean, he of course, like, he's being modest.
He's measured, yes.
He's measured. See, I mean, today we are serving 30 million plus developers, like which is probably like, maybe only other comparable scale company is GitHub, which is owned by Microsoft. We are steadfast about solving, being as like, big companies like Amazon, Bezos has already said customer centric. For us, it's user centric, and we'll keep on doing and delivering what it needs. And to that point, I would say IPO will also be a one kind of like milestone in the whole journey.
What's the headroom for growth, considering the opportunities that you just spoke of?
Yeah, every year we feel like we're just getting started.
Yeah.
We are tapping new markets. We are seeing, industries being even more excited about, APIs. I think we were talking about this before, but, in the age of AI, everything is an API. And now, we are seeing traditional sectors, telecom, healthcare, all modernizing. They are using Postman, and they're coming to the Postman Enterprise platform. Now we have customers in more than 100 countries. We have 30 million, 35 million developers now on the platform, and they're growing like crazy. So we have so much potential just with the existing product. We are in the market for acquisitions. We are acquiring companies. We have acquired Akita Software last year. We acquired Orbit a couple of months ago. We see it's a great market for bringing new products on the platform.
So where is all the money going, Jishnu, at this point in time?
Yeah, so we are doing like, we are funding, as I was saying, that we are equally funding Digital India as well as enterprise software. We are super excited in both because we just feel that every decade is a new opportunity in technology. If you look at like, technology waves have been changing 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
We are, I think, like, because of, and thanks to the AI wave, I give it to what extent AI becomes a regular budget item in every enterprises or not, world will see, but it has given rise to tremendous enthusiasm, tremendous innovation. So that's, I would say, on the technology side. And in the real economy, digitization side in India, it's unbelievable, right? Like, when I started investing, probably the entire e-commerce market was few hundred million. That is probably 100 billion plus today in the span of 16 years.
Yeah.
We are probably the most digitized country in terms of number of transactions that's happening
on UPI,
digitally, right? So, and we are seeing it, like it's only accelerating. Very, very exciting decade, I would say.
Well, exciting decade, but going back to the point that Abhinav made about bad funding in a way, and we've probably seen a lot of the excesses of the kind of capital that was thrown at startups, and a lot of that has fortunately been sort of
that has been I'm hoping that it has gotten, I can't say it is totally gotten flushed out, but actually good things are happening. I mean, a lot of companies gotten funded, they shouldn't have gotten funded. A lot of valuations were created which should not have been that, right? I think it's also a function of, see, every cycle goes through, and the previous cycle actually historically lasted a lot longer, hype cycle, I mean the boom cycle, versus the previous ones. So those are the ramifications. But I feel that, things are getting normalized.
Yeah, and the focus much more on cash flow and profitability. I mean, that,
I would say that was the 2023 year. Things are coming back. I think that's what happens when one extreme is reached, then people just overcorrect, and then it says that, yes, cash flow is good, but you can't also, you have to invest, you have to look for growth. And those things are coming back actually. You know, I would say caution is good, but you cannot operate from a position of fear.
Fear, yeah.
And unless you are investing in that,
you can't operate from a position of just wanting to survive.
Exactly. Yeah. Then survival might be at stake. You know, that's how it happens. You have to. That's what, like, you know, strive for, work towards thriving, but you know, be responsible in your actions.
So what's the moonshot opportunity, and how do you balance the need to take the big risks, to make the big bets, and yet ensure that you're doing it the right way with an eye on profitability eventually?
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest bets for us is right now basically, you know, using the power of AI and no code to bring programming to like 100 million developers. You know, we're combining, like, you know, essentially the ability to have all of the world's APIs, you know, on Postman being available to, you know, somebody who has not really programmed before. It's a new product we've been working on. We invested on this, you know, about 2.5 years ago. And the way we do it is really we look at a small team that has the characteristics of a, you know, startup, you know, kind of like how we were. And we have successive cycles of product iteration where the product just, you know, becomes bigger and bigger over time. And at some point in time, we just like pour gas on it, you know. So it's like
and set it on fire.
Yeah, you know, not burn money type gas, you know. But it's more you're putting it in the engine and not on the product, you know. So I think we have much more mature as a company with a, you know, engineering engine, a go-to-market engine.
Right.
We have the ability to bring a product to like millions of developers really instantly. So we are using that as the fuel. And what I'm very excited about is, like, you know, AI can really accelerate like all of this. You know, what we were very excited about, you know, along with the fact that so many developers were using Postman, was that, you know, big part of our community was people who were like, you know, customer support specialists, you know, sales engineers, people who did not write professional code, and they could see, you know, so much value in Postman.
Right.
And now we have the ability to, you know, get them to do even more.
Right.
I think Jensen Wang, you know, our patron saint of AI, has talked about.
He's the patron saint of AI. I like that.
Right now, you know,
he is.
Like everyone is going to be a programmer, you know, but they're not going to program in code. They're going to program in language. And I think, you know, we hope that Postman is the place where all of that happens.
You know, so where does this leave human beings? What role are human beings going to play in all of this as we enter this AI decade, AI century, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, you know, hopefully flights on time. You know, all the world goodness.
So as you said in your blog, they're going to be responsible for debugging and verification. Is it? That's what the human beings are going to do.
Yes, you know, they need to, you know, I think humans still play a very important role in creating a trusted world, right? Like the conversation we are having, you know, you trust the opinion of people to really make sense of reality. I don't think that part of, you know, humanity will go away. And actually, we had Trevor Noah at our conference, you know, and he...
From the patron saint of AI to the patron saint of comedy, we have it all.
So he had said this very interesting thing, right? Like you can write, you know, a joke through AI, but when you come to the show, you know, how does it feel? So, you know, it was fascinating.
Phew. I'm hoping to keep my job as well for now, But there are some things hopefully AI can't do just yet. But we wish you the very best of luck. Thank you so much for speaking to us here on Voices from the Valley. With that, it is time for us to wrap up this edition of Voices from the Valley. From all of us here on the team, for now, goodbye and many thanks for watching.